children and parents. I'm very pleased today to have Eliza Teoh from Singapore. Eliza is at the Young Readers Festival this week, and she has just published a series for children, and I'm very pleased to have her here to tell us the idea behind this series. Eliza, your book looks really attractive. Tell us about your book. This Ellie Belly. Who is Ellie Belly? This name is so different from other children's names.
Okay, the idea of this book came about because I have two daughters, and my second daughter, her name is also Ellie, so this book is very much based on her. She's very cheeky, she's very mischievous, she is always doing things like drawing on her worksheets in school, drawing on the walls. So I thought, okay.
Does she draw in school during lessons?
Sometimes. And she also has a diary. She loves writing in her diary. So I thought, okay, there's a character right there. Why don't I turn her into a storybook character?
So I know you wrote a number of books, mainly non-fiction.
Non-fiction. So I used to be a journalist in Singapore with various newspapers. I ended up at the Straits Times, which is Singapore's national newspaper. And after that, subsequently, I also wrote a couple of travel books, a historical book about Singapore. But this is my first attempt at children's books.
Okay, so where did you get the stories?
Okay, I started off with the idea that I want to create a series, because at that time, my younger daughter, Ellie, she was reading books like Judy Moody, Junie B. Jones, and then she also loved series like Geronimo Stilton. So I thought, okay, I need to create a series. I just need a good character name. So, okay, so there's Judy Moody, there's Junie B. Jones. I thought, okay, Ellie Belly sounds like a very catchy title for children to remember. So I thought, okay, let's make my character Ellie Belly. And I will base it on my own daughter because that's research right in front of me. Yeah, so a lot of the cheeky things that she does in the book is very much based on my daughter.
Yes. So this one is this character. Yes. So can you tell us about the story a little bit?
Okay, so the first book introduces the character Ellie Belly. She realizes that she can speak to animals because I like books with a little bit of fantasy in it. So the character can speak to animals, and she discovers a bird who's in need of help. Okay, so she has to find a way to help this bird. So similarly, the second book is also about an animal. This time she was a kitten, and she has to help.
Yeah, I think the children will find it easy to relate to the stories because a lot of them love animals.
Yes, that's one of the reasons I included animals because I myself am very passionate about animals, and my daughters are always picking up and going about animals. So that's part of my passion put into books.
It seems that Ellie really loves reading. So when she was small, did you read to her a lot? How did you get her interested in reading?
I think, okay, I have two daughters. My older daughter, Gabby, she was a bit slower to read. So with her, what I did with my older daughter was to put a lot of books in the house, just leave them lying around. So that was my strategy, to leave books lying around. When she's bored, she'll pick them up. Okay, and when that didn't work, I would pick a very exciting book, and I would read the first chapter, any book, any children's book, and I would stop at the exciting part, and I would put it down.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then she would ask, Mama, what happened? I said, I don't know. Read and find out.
Yes.
So that was one way I got her really, really interested in reading. And since 9 years old, she's been reading non-stop.
That's good. So what's Ellie's favorite book?
Okay, because the older sister has had this habit of reading a lot, and one of our favorite places to go is a bookstore. They get very excited, not shopping, not doing that. They are very excited going to the bookstore and to the library. So there's always books at home. So my younger daughter was naturally already very attracted to books because there were always books in the house. Her current favorite books are, like I mentioned, Judy Moody, Junie B. Jones when she was younger, Now she likes Horrid Henry, Dirty Bertie,
Yes.
these fun books, you know,
Yes.
with the gross.
Yes.
She also likes Ivy and Lee. So all these books that feature girl characters or children characters that are a little bit naughty, which was also why I created a book with a child character that's a little bit naughty, because that's the trend I see now. That's very attractive to children. Yeah. She started reading a series like Google, because I think it's an Australian series. Also, yeah, all these series, because when children get interested in a particular type of series, they will always go back to it. Yeah, and it's always easy once you hook them with a character, like for example Geronimo Stilton, they will keep going back to every time there's a new book they will buy or read or borrow it. So that's a good way as well to get your child interested, is to introduce them to a series.
Yes, I think you have given some very good tips to the parents, the movie club. And yes,
one of the things I'm very passionate about is also getting the child to read, and also letting parents know that reading is learning. Reading is learning, even if it's a silly book like
Yes.
Ellie Belly, which may seem silly and mischievous, but all reading is learning, and children get something out of every book we read. And also for an added fun bit in my books, there are always teaching
Yes.
moments, like little boxes.
I've noticed
Little boxes that explain the difficult words, or words that are commonly used wrongly. Like I have a box on the difference between its with an apostrophe and its ITS. Things like this.
So
The
children do find the
yeah,
difficult to differentiate.
that's right. And the difference between the word wonder and wonder with an A. So I will use the word in the passage, and
That's
then I
a
will
very
have a
good
little
idea.
box explaining the difference.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's fun for the children to learn this thing,
Yes.
and they don't realize they're learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I'm passionate about English and learning. But learning is always fun. It can't be. Yeah. So I always tell my other parent friends, don't make your child read the book and tell them you have to finish this today. You can't do that, because to them it's work. It's homework. I don't want to do it. You can't tell them to read. You can get them excited about
Yes.
it.
Yes, exactly. I think the Singaporean parents and Hong Kong parents, they have something in common. They just pay a lot of attention in children's schoolwork, and especially during exam or before the exam, they kind of forbid
Yes.
the children to
Yes.
read. Yes.
And I tell these parents, that these parents, like Singaporean parents, they send children to speech and drama, English composition writing, creative writing.
Yes.
I tell them all this requires so much effort. Why don't you just let them read?
Yes.
Because reading is learning the
Learning.
language
Yes.
as well, and it's fun.
Yes. Yes. They learn a lot of knowledge.
Yes, that's right.
The language ability will become so much better along the way. It's just natural.
It is natural.
If you have a reader at home, you don't have to worry about the academic.
Exactly. So both my children, they read English books, and they have never attended any English tuition, creative writing, never. But both my girls are taught in school for English, just from reading. Storybooks, fun storybooks, not textbook, fun storybooks.
Yes. So when we set up the Blooming Conference half years ago, and that's the our objective, because we just want to make reading much more fun for children. So it's very good to have you here today. So thank you very much. And I know that you're going to have a workshop afterward in the school. I want to be a journalist. So I hope that everything goes very well with the new series.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I hope to have you again at the Rug of